Here's a look at Chuck Clark's play during the Ravens' 2019 loss to the Rams. Probably Chuck Clark's most impactful game since maybe week 5 or 6, something like that. His first 2 interceptions of the season. I think he had 7 tackles. Once again, played 100% of the snaps. I believe he's missed 1 defensive snap this year. This first one's going to be the interception return for the touchdown. He's going to hide in this zone and just jump the quick out by the number 3 receiver, the tight end right here. He's lined up over OBJ. It's clearly a zone. Interesting little coverage wrinkle the Ravens do on the backside. I will illustrate this a little bit, but let's first show the zone element to this. Bowser played a lot as a hybrid edge player slash inside linebacker. But let's talk about the coverage on the front side. Here's Clark, obviously, lined up over OBJ, but I'm pretty sure he's looking right there because he knows it's zone. They're playing 4 over 3, which is appropriate. You've got trips. It's not, you don't always have to do that, but that is an option. They've got this backside safety here to help out over what I believe is Cooper Kupp backside, and then Bowser is manned on the back. You'll see there's a little bit of communication between Queen and Bowser and the backside corner. I think what they're doing is they're playing man here with safety help over the top from Geno Stone, and then they're playing man here with Bowser. And what that does is it allows them to free up Queen to play zone to the front side, which it suits Patrick Queen, if you ask me, giving him a leverage side to play to, meaning be on the inside of number 3. Giving him that leverage side benefits him. I don't think he does well when receivers have a two-way go. When receivers have a two-way go, Patrick Queen struggles. But anyway, first defensive touchdown for the Ravens in forever. And it's by Chuck Clark. Kind of appropriate. Guy who had been much maligned, I think, the second half of the season. Appropriately so. I'm a huge fan of Chuck Clark, but he really struggled. You can see the communication going on between Queen and the backside corner. I think Bowser's involved in this as well. Queen sits on the inside of 3. Clark is able to jump it because he's got a corner force and a safety over the top. Nice little zone adjustment by the Ravens, if you ask me. Proves that they can play zone when they need to. Second play, this is going to be like a twin. Really, it's trips. You got a tight end here, and you got stack alignment. Clark is the safety to the trip side this time. We're in like a 4-1 look in the box, so I would say this is really dime. When Jefferson was on yesterday, he was like playing a hybrid linebacker slash strong safety. Interesting that nothing was said about OBJ punching Chuck Clark. I know he's trying to punch the ball out, but it was an inaccurate strike. It looked like he's a jiu-jitsu expert, never done striking before. There's a guy wide open here. Jefferson is wide open as Kupp runs this kind of over concept-ish, and he kind of picks Jefferson's man. We're in a really light 4-1 in the box. You can see that Jefferson is open. Clark stays on top of this thing, and Jimmy Smith's doing a nice job on OBJ. There's a little bit of separation as they get down in this area of the field. But at first glance, Jimmy Smith played pretty well, I thought. Speed is becoming an issue because of his age, but very savvy. Understood that he had safety help. Great timing by Chuck Clark. Huge moment for the Ravens. Huge moment for the Ravens. We had gotten the pick 6, and now we just get another turnover. You can see what I mean when I say 4-1 in the box. We've got an edge player, 2 D tackles, and Board, who's on an inside linebacker. So Queen's off. Jefferson is on, and they were kind of versatile with him. Any case, you get the vertical by OBJ, and Clark is the safety to the other side. Like I said, great timing. Unbelievable ball skills on this play. We know he's dropped picks this year. He didn't drop this one. One thing to note is that this is a concept that has beaten the Ravens multiple times this year. Beat us by the Browns, not for a touchdown. You get a vertical by 1, and then you get some type of over concept, deep over, with an under route as well. Jefferson for the Vikings beat us with a touchdown on the vertical, same part of the field pretty much. The Browns beat us twice on this concept by hitting the deep over to the other side of the field. We defended it well here, kind of physical. The Jefferson for the Rams is open here nonetheless. All right, the third play I'm going to show you is only going to be the end zone angle. And Clark is here at half-field safety, does a nice job being in position. I'm sorry, this is a run play, but ends up cutting back to him. One thing to point out, look, he's involved. He's active today or Sunday in this game. But one thing to point out is how explosive Matabike is. Look, he just lifts this guy up, and all movement this way. That's what it's designed to do. First of all, these two guys do a nice job on Brandon Williams. He combos him and then dives at Bynes' feet, and then this guy's able to take him over because the center comboed him. But watch Matabike. I'll rewind it again. Stop talking. Let's check it out. Now, Matabike misses the tackle, but he sets that guy inside, and there is no more movement this way at all. He forces this cutback. Unfortunately, we're in our 5-1 look. 3 interior D linemen, 2 edge players in Ferguson and Bowser. Ferguson got a lot of snaps yesterday. Not sure what that was about. And Bynes it's tough for Bynes to be in 2 places at once. He can't stay patient and go backside. Then this guy might be able to squeeze through front side. Or he could keep stretching it outside maybe. And we've got 2 leverage defenders, so we're not losing there. I'm not mentioning. I'm just saying that the mental decision that Bynes has to make is tough, being the only inside linebacker. 5-1 is difficult on zone and stretch plays. The back has a 2-way go, and the linebacker's got to try to meet him there. Anyway, Clark was involved. He was there. The 4th play is the one I was trying to talk about before. Clark at half-field safety. You see him spot shadowed here. Does a nice job being in position to play a deep crossing route by OBJ. I believe it's a zone. And it forces Stafford to check down and ends up being an incompletion. So you see the deep crosser developing from OBJ, and Clark is in position, and he sees it. Now Clark's eyes are on the quarterback. He's often looking at the quarterback. I would say he's very aware, but we know that there have been times where he's jumped routes this year and been beaten. Stafford ends up having to check it down to a running back in here, but this is going to be covered by Clark, and then Tavon Young is covering this route right here. So nice job, again, in what I would say is a zone concept by the Ravens. You don't see guys turning and running in man. Again, I thought the DBs did a nice job, Clark being the main guy, and forced a check down here that the guy dropped for an incompletion. Empty set. Clark and Young seem to be communicating here pre-snap. Clearly a zone. You get what I would say is a drop by Cup, but Clark is there. It looks stats-wise, it looks like they gave him a pass defense, I guess. But he drives on it. Now, is the vertical going to turn into a one-on-one because Clark jumps Cup? Yes, it is. But we're trying not to give Matt Stafford time to get it off. He's got a clean pocket, but you can see what I mean. I don't think that Clark is supposed to be here, and he jumped it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he commits to this. He jumps this really quickly. Now, maybe he's a curl flat player. Certainly looks like Jefferson dropping out is the hook to curl player, and then Clark can aggressively play the curl flat. Nice timing by him. I'll give you the end zone angle too. Clark, look, I said it before. Clark jumps things a lot. The Cincinnati beat us with that fake screen. The week before against the Chargers, he had jumped the fake screen and made a great play, batting the ball down on a 3rd and 7. So sometimes, you live by the sword and you die by the sword. Okay, now this is a slightly different situation. He's rolled up. Forgive the video resolution. It's not going to improve. Geno Stone is here at half-field safety now. I'm not sure why that adjustment was made. I'm not sure why Jefferson wasn't where Clark is and Clark playing where Geno Stone is, because Clark had played pretty well there. I'm not blaming Geno Stone for some of this stuff, but we did get beat by these deeper routes in the middle of the field more when Geno Stone was on at free safety. In my opinion, he's a little deep on some of them, but I'm only giving the end zone angle here. I don't know what the complementary routes were that maybe he had to have some awareness of. So I'm just showing this play to illustrate that Clark played all over yesterday, just like he has all year. So it's not like they simplified his jobs, and that's why he played better. Because, all of us, including myself, have said all year that he would play better by having a smaller workflow chart. Okay, pre-snap on this play 7. He's trying to communicate with Stone. There's definitely some trouble communicating, and Kupp ends up wide open in the flats. Now, look, Clark can't necessarily jump this. I'm showing this to mention that it's possible that Clark and Stone weren't on the same page coverage-wise, along with Tavon Young. They're all communicating. I did not see as much trouble on this side with Smith and Stevens communicating. Let me rephrase that. I didn't see as much communicating going on between those two that looked to be late. This is obviously late. Chuck Clark has his back turned when the ball is snapped. I'm not saying it's his fault and he would have stopped Cooper Kupp, because if he runs with Cooper Kupp on that flat route, then the hook route right here is going to be wide open. And when I say runs, I mean if he takes off immediately when the ball is snapped, then that hook route's going to be wide open. Now, one other thing to mention here is we're in our 5-1 look. 3 interior D linemen. Edge player in Houston. Edge player in Bowser. Again, forgive the video resolution. And we've got 1 inside linebacker, which is Patrick Queen. They found the seams a lot. I mean, they being the Rams, against our 5-1. In this case, the ball's already out, so, that's why this guy looks as open as he is. But they did find the seams out of our 5-1 look. Now he's matched up with number 18 man. I think he's going to get a little delayed slant with, a physicality. They're pushing each other, and 18 beats him man over the middle. So like a out slant. Again, the middle of the field is vacated. Looks like to me, I think Bowser drops on this one as the edge player. We did that a lot. And then I believe the running back goes here, and Queen is man. We vacate that area a lot. We do. We vacate that area a lot. To me, it's troublesome. We've got 4 defenders, and no one is in this hash area or hook area, or if you want to say the low hole, the entire low hole, which is it's kind of a crude drawing I just did there. Bowser's dropping out. I guess he could stay inside leverage, but he gets a second short route developing that he tries to cut off there as well. Things happen fast. I just wish that we didn't consistently give up routes in the low hole and the high hole area. So there's Queen playing man on the running back, and you'll see he takes off, vacates that area. I'm not blaming Patrick Queen. He's told to play man in this, but it's the design. It's a man beater. That's what it is. It's a man beater. You got this running back leaking out. So if you're in man, this guy is going to vacate. And then this route takes advantage of that space. It seems very simple to me. I understand, though, why we're being aggressive, letting our players play with a lot of strength and aggression, especially at the DB end. Clark gets beat nonetheless. Next play 9 in this video. Chuck Clark is at safety down here. He's involved in the run game. You can see we're in our 4-2 now. So we did try to switch things up a little more than I thought. We're in our 4-2, 2 edge players, 2 D tackles, 2 inside backers, and I thought this guy did a nice job. Rolled up in the box, making it, quote, look like a 4-3. It's not. It's a 4-2-5 with a nickel in the box. Anyway, Clark gets involved in this run play. He was very active across all levels. He was active at the front level, active at the second level here, even though he's a third-level defender. He's covering up for a run lane. Brandon Williams gets comboed. Nice job by this guard. Combos Williams up to Bynes, and then the center can take over Williams, and the cut ends up being in between Williams and Bynes. Theoretically, you'd like Queen to be there. I'm not sure why he's stepping backside, to be honest with you. This reminds me of things I had seen from him in his rookie year. He's stepping backside when, to me, everything's going here. But I also know we had trouble. This is later in the game. We had trouble with the boot by the quarterback and this hide route being open. So maybe, there's some communication going on here. Maybe Queen was told maybe this is an assignment. But if that is, I think we've got a problem with the gaps on the front side. Pre-snap, we're okay gap-wise, but if it's zone, the gaps are going to move. Nice play by Calais Campbell to get involved on the inside half the man. This is one of the few times this year, except Detroit, where Chuck Clark up on the line of scrimmage off the edge is going to work or do anything. I've said in multiple videos that there was very little return on this investment. Here's an example where I'm wrong, and there is some return on this investment. He snakes down the line of scrimmage late in the game and makes a play, a solo tackle, even though Bynes is involved. But solo from the standpoint of he's going to make the tackle whether anyone else is there or not. Nice job of him, veering down the line of scrimmage and not running upfield. Seems like a simple concept, but look, there's a lot of people from age 14 on up to NFL who run upfield looking for the sack. Third down play, again, forgive the video resolution. This is the run play off tackle where Jimmy Smith makes a fantastic tackle. Looks like a good call by the Ravens here. We've got Chuck over here off this edge, and I think he's the guy on this play who's going to be responsible for any boot action. Just by the way everyone else is playing this, it looks like Chuck is the guy responsible for the boot by the quarterback, to me. Great play by Jimmy Smith. Awesome to see. I'm going to do a video on Jimmy Smith as well. Okay, the penultimate play, fourth down. Great catch by OBJ. Pretty good play by Stafford, too, in a tense situation, delivering the football. I highlighted Chuck there not to show that he did anything wrong. I didn't highlight Chuck, sorry. He didn't do anything wrong. He's on the read side. Really cool, well-designed play. Let's put it this way. Chuck is being held by this route here. What I mean is, Chuck can't just jump this by OBJ. I mean, if this was OBJ of 5-6 years ago, then maybe you do assign a second defender to him. But let's say Chuck's not here. Let's erase him. If I had that type of software program, then this is a wide open concept in the middle of the field, the area that I've been bitching about all year. We leave wide open. So in this case, we actually did cover it with Chuck Clark. So you can see he played half field safety this game. He walked up on the line and made plays. He covered people man-to-man in the slot. He got beat by that number 18 like I showed. Here he is covering what would be considered the low hole if we're in a normal field position situation, so back by the 50. It's kind of a gray area in terms of is it the low hole or the high hole because we're so close to the end zone. But in any case, great concept by the Rams. I think we're probably getting a little bit of a hold here by Seymour. We're in man, and they take advantage of it. They find the matchup they need. I like Tavon Young's chances in that situation, even though OBJ made a great catch. Bunch formation, I thought this was interesting. The Ravens did not play straight cover zero to bunch. Typically we did. It looks like typically we do. Looks like to me we're man here. Obviously we're man there. OBJ is going to go in motion. Jimmy Smith, I'm sorry, not OBJ is going to go in motion. Jimmy Smith is going to run with him. And they run this nice little screen rub route. It is Cooper Kupp that goes in motion. I misspoke. So we still have 3 defenders here for 2 receivers, or 1 tight end and OBJ. What bothers me is Tavon stacks here, and I don't think you ever want 3 defenders in a line like that. To me, Chuck is on the inside, and Tavon Young should be on the outside. But it's a cool concept. It's a rub route. It's a pick concept. This guy's not running a route. He's just told to get to the outside shoulder of the guy guarding OBJ. Now, this brings up a coaching standpoint or a scheme standpoint. How can they know this? How can they know they're going to be able to screen him? Because it's bunch, and we play man to bunch. How did they? Now, and then what happened pre-snap? Cooper Kupp motioned away. So what happened in Matt Stafford's brain? And in 89's brain, they knew it was what? They knew it was man. They knew it was man. Since they knew it was man, he knew all I've got to do is get to the outside shoulder of whatever defender shows up. I wish that Tavon had stayed outside and then Chuck had slid inside, and we'd have 3-over-2, perfect situation. Of course, they could have swung the ball backside to Cooper Kupp, and Jimmy Smith is in position to make the play. Though, look, good design by the Rams, good football team. Ravens made them go deep into the well in terms of how to beat us. Communication by Jimmy Smith and Tavon pre-snap. You can see Chuck on the inside here. Tavon is being screened, and OBJ ends up wide open. Poor job by us in this situation of adjusting. And it's just something that I think the Ravens should look at consistently. And I've said this on this channel too much. I know you guys are tired of hearing it. When teams need yards against us, 3rd and 3, 4th and 2, or when they're down in the red zone, they go bunch. I feel like there's a lot of film that shows it. I'll do a video in the offseason displaying it. As a coaching staff, it's something that needs to be addressed. Okay, we got bunch, and someone motions away. How do we play it? Just triangle it. Just triangle it. You got the point man, you got an inside safety, and you got an outside DB, nickel, or safety, whatever you want to call Tavon Young. In this case, Tavon stacks. The rub concept works perfectly. OBJ didn't beat anybody on this route. It's a free route. Great catch by him. Job touching the pylon or getting it across the pylon. Awesome. Cool concept. Anyway, I thought Chuck Clark played pretty well. I just spent 20 minutes talking about him and mixing in some other factors from the game, techniques that I noticed. Again, forgive the video quality. Recorded it early this morning and then went to sleep. But I thought Chuck Clark played his most impactful game of the season. It's not surprising to me that it was at home. I think the Ravens have played better defense at home, even though we gave up a ton of points to the Bengals, gave up 31 to the Packers. Let me know what you guys think of my video breakdown in the comment section. Let me know what you think of Chuck Clark's play. If you think this is more in line with who he is versus the last 5, 6, 7 games. I think you've got two really distinct seasons that Chuck Clark has put on film. You got the first 5, maybe 6 games, the second 6 or 7 games, something like that. This one is the anomaly in terms of how he's played recently. I'm a Chuck Clark fan. It's been hard to see him struggle and get beat and give up pass plays. Sunday was a fun one to watch for me.